Welcome to the house that Rockney built. Leahy turned into legacy. Parsegan renovated and Holtz restored. Notre Dame Stadium, the home of the Fighting Irish. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the USC Trojans, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Trojans will put total leather to crank us up. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Notre Dame's offense will get the first swing of the game. So much history and pageantry in this rivalry, guys, but the trophy, the jeweled shillelagh, is a little bit under the radar.
It is. It's beautiful to look at, but I think people are always just focused on these 2 blue blood programs. Notre Dame, USC, this is interconference, national championship, and Heisman implications seemingly always on the line late in the year when these 2 teams play.
Always so cool, coast to coast, something matters, something on the line. You're right, this game is always fun to watch. The jeweled shillelagh.
Got his man! Man, this sophomore quarterback knew he was going to get hit, and he stood in there and delivered a dime. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make a stop.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. Notre Dame right back to the line.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
We had a barn burner the last time these 2 teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these 2 bitter rivals.
Attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
3rd and short from the 26. Pretty easy field goal range, but they'd love to pick up the first. Trying to pick it up on the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Trojans offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. These 2 dudes who both come off the edge can wreck an offensive stage, Jesse.
Man, these quarterbacks better have an internal clock working today. If you hold on to the football, you are getting sacked.
Best athletes on the field are defensive linemen, and when you got guys like this that can get after the quarterback, points will be at a premium.
He'll do it himself. Gets down with the slide.
I think a lot of quarterbacks like those defenses that will be passive and let it slowly develop. Now, this defense, you could tell, they were aggressive and attacking, and it really paid off.
They'll leave it with him. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I'll be honest, that is a formation and a play call I was never expecting to see in this game. This offense is one of the top 10 passing units in the entire country. I'm surprised they even have goal line in their playbook. What are we doing?
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Got it set up on the outside. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. And the Trojans will call on their punt team. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stops. Here come the Irish back on offense. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, Dave.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
This game known for thrilling finishes over the years, and the Fighting Irish pulled out a close one last season.
The Irish last year making a big statement, beating USC. What if you did it twice, Paul? Like winning the Jules Shillelagh twice, swinging your big hammer, swinging your big sword, beating the mighty USC 2 years in a row.
It means a lot to Notre Dame because we know they've got to recruit nationally, right? It's not all just coming from the state of Indiana, and California is a state that they want to tap into. And if they can win this game 2 years in a row, wow, that helps out their recruiting big time.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. They'll throw it on 1st down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
To the ground with the back. Not much there. He gets 1 to the 11.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. And he's able to bounce off 1 tackle for a solid pickup. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the 1st down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was. But now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the 1st down.
Well, you got to have a lot of confidence in your offensive line to go forward in that situation of the field at this juncture of the game. But this head coach does, and his offense shows you why. Great job up front getting some push, and the running back knew exactly where he needed to go.
The Trojans getting set on 1st and 10. Right back to the well. They get him stopped after a gain of 4 out to the 28.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
On the ground, it's Applewhite. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line. cross-country rivalry between these old foes. It started because Newt Rockney's wife wanted to go to California late in the season, and the next chapter unfolds today.
That sounds perfect. If my wife wanted to do the same thing I would do. Happy wife, happy life. It's always interesting to hear how these rivalry trophies come about, but I know one thing. USC, Notre Dame, every year, Palmer, is appointment television.
It is. My brother Billy played for Notre Dame, and I'll be honest. Jealous watching him play against the Trojans, whether it was at Coliseum or whether it was at Notre Dame. This is one of the best rivalries in all of college football, and one that I wish I could have been a part of.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive. Oh, picked off. Would have loved to have gotten a big return out of that one, but they'll take it 1st down at the 40.
I'll tell you, you got to give the defense credit, though, because with these conditions, it's not easy to catch for the offensive players. Certainly not for the defense, but great eye-hand coordination securing that interception.
Red pass, it's complete. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. The Trojans getting it done through the air, picking up the 1st down.
And they always got one of these. A big arm sucker that can sling the ball down the field. You think about USC, that's what I always think about. Quarterbacks, playmakers, Hollywood, HEISMANs.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. From the gun, the running back has it. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Pulls it in. It's Rose. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
I really like the slot receiver, and I understand he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he just runs really good routes, and he's always under control. He can run option routes. He can run double moves. He does a great job cutting, and he's dangerous after the catch. Nice weapon to have work in the middle of the field.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the 1st down.
He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. He wants it all. And the misfire goes out of the back of the end zone.
Well, they were trying to work the back of the end zone on that one, but the throw just got away from the QB a little too high, and it falls incomplete.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He leaves it with his back. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Trojans.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here come the Irish, back on offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. Like, the passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
That defender was not fooled at all by the play action. He never thought the offense was running the football. He had his ears pinned back, used his speed to get to the QB.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. That's caught. It's Madden. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. 3rd in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that 3rd down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Paul.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And he'll be brought down.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
Nice job by this offense. Convert. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
And that one goes incomplete, but there is a penalty flag, and they might have gotten him for OPI. A penalty on the play, and that... offensive pass interference. First down here for the offense. They'll try to pop the draw. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
And oftentimes running backs love drop these because there's less traffic in front of them. The offensive line is selling pass, the quarterback's selling pass. They don't get the handoff until the very last possible second, so the D-line's rushed away upfield, and now it's so much easier for these backs to find their holes and pick their wins.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the 1st down. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. To the ground to try to move the chains. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And obviously, this is one of the best offenses in the country, and it's because they get first downs. Top 10 in the nation picking up first downs. How nice is it to know you can turn around, hand it off to that guy right there, and let him go to work.
Fires into traffic, it's picked off. He can be dangerous with the ball in his hands, but no room to return that pick, and they'll go on offense from the 21.
It's all about making plays. Waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
He's looking for a man on second down. Makes the catch. It's Ortega. And they're able to get him on the ground.
Well, the offense just taking what the defense gives them there. There's a lot of cushion out in coverage, so that was just too easy for the quarterback. Spits it out, and they pick up the first.
Third down play from the gun. Fires to the tight end. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Wants to throw on first down. Got his man in the middle. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. Notre Dame lines up quickly. On second down, wants to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Harris. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. They're going to throw it again. That is just a sideline clinic. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. So many memorable and historic moments in this rivalry, guys. It's almost a century old now. First meeting in 1926.
When you think of all the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry, right? Newt Rockne, Eric Parsegian, John Robinson, Pete Carroll. A lot of national championships between these two schools, David.
Lou Holtz, we could keep going on. The uniforms are always strong, always consistent. Fan bases are always so great. This is a game you can set your watch by. You know it'll be great.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And they got him for the sack. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
And you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
Running backs nowadays, they are wide receivers. I mean, you got to feature them in the pass game. Why? Because you get matchups on linebackers like this. Great job getting the football near the line of scrimmage. Bam, break a tackle, make something happen, get 10-plus yards.
That's caught. It's Rhodes. At the 35, he's loose. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. To the air on first down. Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
Man, that's a couple bad throws. Last possession obviously ends in an interception for this quarterback, and now you throw another one, in harm's way. You got to make sure you're throwing to the open guy. Make sure you're taking care of that football. We can't have any more turnovers.
Second and 10, he'll throw again. They're setting up the screen. A pickup of 8 now to convert this 3rd and 2. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Better find the ear plugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He's got his man. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. And the Trojans will snap it on 1st and 10. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on 1st down in the red zone. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Picked off. Got some room to run. He's at the 40. The 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. After the lack of production in the first half, plenty to talk about. Let's see what they can dial up here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think you stay calm. I think you make adjustments, Jesse. I think you realize what they're doing to us and how can I attack that. But you also tell the guys, low-scoring game, we're still very much in this. We can still be who we are.
It's a good point. I think on offense, this is not the time to reinvent the wheel. I think you stay true to who you are and what your identity is. And you've got to show confidence in your guys to go out and just execute better here in the second half.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Sends it downfield. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort, and right now they're making the most plays.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Offense getting set for 1st down. They'll give it to the back. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so 3rd down becomes an easier down. It's not 3rd and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Harris. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. After that last completion, it's second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Nice move to pick up yardage. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another first down. They're getting this guy lathered up. Powers forward, but stopped after a pickup of 2 to the 24. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looking to throw on second down. Firing to the right, complete. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The Irish trying to strike gold in this red zone trip. Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Nice job playing assignment football by that defensive end. Knowing what my job is, not letting that quarterback get out, get loose, making a good play, and most importantly, being there in the right spot and getting him on the ground.
Shakes off the tackle. And he was running with authority, especially with that stiff arm for a solid gain on the play.
You know, the problem with calling option is that you can't limit the hits on your quarterback, and he got absolutely leveled by the defender on that one.
And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18.
As a defensive end, trust me, I was a defensive end, I can tell you, you start getting a little lathered up. Now you got your second sack. It's only the third quarter. Your eyeballs are getting big. This is going to be one of those days. I'm going to get me 3. I'm going to get me 4. Shoot, I might even get me 5.
And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Jacksonville State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Gamecocks have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Liberty.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Applewhite.
We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking to throw on second down. Steps away. And he throws another interception. His 3rd one of the night.
It's raining here in this game, and the ball's slippery. I don't know if that slipped out of the QB's hands a little bit, but it certainly wasn't an accurate throw, and as a result, it ends up in an interception.
Feeling some heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 3rd down, and they'll need to get the ball to the 38-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Forced out of the pocket. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Nice job by the defense getting after the QB. He's trying to scramble around. He's trying to go get that first with his legs, but he's not able to do it because of the speed on defense.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half. Man, you're starting to get now in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the 3rd quarter. They got to get it going now.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form time.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
On 4th down, trying to find his man. The completion well past the sticks. Tackle is made after the 1st down. The Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll just keep slinging it. He'll heave it deep. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game. And someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
And this offense has done such a good job protecting their dude at quarterback, but the defense finally gets home. Listen, that's their 3rd sack in 2 weeks. They got to do a better job applying pressure on the quarterback.
And they can't connect, and the gamble does not work out.